Aloha everyone, welcome back with Brian. Thank you guys so much for coming to my channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing week. I hope you guys had a great weekend. And I just want to give you guys a little update when it comes to my K1 visa. But before I go into that, if you folks are new to this channel, my name is Brian. I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii, and I'm flying for my K1 visa with my fiance that lives in Thailand. And to give you guys as much updates when it comes to doing a K1 visa, and to showcase my journey and all the updates that I can provide to you. This whole video is going to be pretty much for entertainment purposes only. I am not an immigration service worker, financial advisor, or I don't work for K1 Visa. All I give is all the latest updates. I do my research and I provided that to you folks as well. As of right now, guys, we are in the final stage. We're just waiting to get to the interview part. Everything is completely all set and ready to go. I already mailed in all of my documents to my fiance that what she provides. And pretty much we're just gonna be waiting and talking to each other to help quiz each other to make sure she'll be ready for the interview as well too in Thailand and at her embassy. But if you guys are tuning in, this video is pretty much what you need to prepare yourself going to the interview at the embassy for the beneficiary. So you as a petitioner, as soon as you pretty much provide all the documents to your beneficiary, she will pretty much present this to the interview at their country's embassy. So these are going to be the top things that your fiance, the beneficiary, him or her, going to be needed prior to the embassy to the interview. Okay, so number one, we're going to start with the beneficiary when it comes to your passport. Him or her, whoever's going to be the beneficiary, you definitely need to provide a passport valid at least 6 months to make sure you can bring it to the interview, and also to make sure you have a duplicate copy of your passport. Now, when I'm providing all these information, folks, you don't have to send in the original documents. Yes, the passport and your birth certificate, but other than that, anything else, you should always make duplicate copy because they don't want you to have and send them your original documents. That's just in case if anything happens, you have the original to back it up. But going forward, you definitely need the beneficiary's passport, which is valid up to 6 months, and to make sure it's up to date. The second thing we're gonna be mentioning for the beneficiary, him or her, definitely needs to make sure that they print out two 2x2 passport pictures. Now, when it comes to the passport pictures, please make sure that you are well groomed. Make sure nothing is getting attached to your folks' ears when it comes to jewelry, from nose to lips to ears. Make sure you're not wearing too much makeup. Make sure it's nice and clean from your hair, nothing too fancy, and wear nice clothes. Make sure it's neutral. Make sure there's nothing too much color or you're not being so fashionable, because it is gonna be your passport when it comes to your visa. So make sure you are dressed appropriately. Okay, the third thing for your beneficiary, him or her, you definitely need to provide your original birth certificate. So providing the original birth certificate, and always make sure to make a duplicate copy of the birth certificate. If you are the beneficiary and the birth certificate does translate into your country's native language, if it doesn't really provide English, you definitely want to make sure you can translate it or have a translator to upload it into English per se at the same time too. I'm not too sure how much it costs, but you definitely want to make sure it is up to translation in English. So the fourth thing that the beneficiary, which you or her, gonna be provided is gonna be the petitioner's final I-129F form, which you kind of got the results of being approved. It should have the final stamp, the date it was signed, and everything that was been approved prior to your case. So not the one you submitted, is the final one that's supposed to be documented and scanned and stamped. They should have sent it to you on via email with prior to the form, so make sure you get that one in hand, and you can print it, and then that's going to be the one to make sure that's going to be ready for your interview. And also, folks, prior to your I-129F form, you definitely want to make sure you have the evidence that's going to be part of the interview. Make sure you're going to be getting the notice of action letter number 1. That's going to be the one you got your case to be received at the USCIS. So make sure you print that receipt as well and get a duplicate copy. You're going to get a copy of your NOA letter number 2, which is going to be the notice of action 797. That's going to be the important one that your case was approved. So make sure you get that printed or a duplicate copy. And then the third one is going to be your welcome letter that's going to be provided by the NVC, the National Visa Center. And that's going to be the letter that has your case number, your location, and it has everything where your fiance needs to go to, and it has all the steps prior to that. So those are going to be the 3 things that you're going to be leading into the interview process to provide it by the by your fiance, who's going to be the beneficiary. Okay, so number 5 is going to be the most important thing. Once you get your case that's been received at your country's beneficiary embassy, you're definitely got everything correct because you got your welcome letter, you got your case being received at the embassy. So now you are finally ready to file your DS-160 form. Now the DS-160 form is going to be the form your beneficiary, you definitely need to fill this out online, and then that way you can put all your information, and then you're going to print out your confirmation page of paying the fee as well too. So whatever the fee is, you're definitely going to pay it. You're going to print 2 forms of the confirmation, and that's going to be 1 for your interview, 2 is going to be for your medical report examination. Okay, number 6, once you finish doing your DS-160 form and you got everything completed, you paid the fees, you printed the form out, you are going to be booking your medical examination. And then that way you can book your medical examination, and then you can be booking your interview. You can either do your interview, booking your interview, then once you set your date of what you want to book in your interview, then you can do your medical examination as well. So vice versa. You can do either way. But I would say the best way to do it is you're going to book your interview first, set the date that what you really want to go on, and make sure you have enough time to prep and get ready for that interview, because you don't want to make sure it's super close, and you don't want to make sure it's super at the very end. You want to make sure it's right in the middle, to making sure that you have enough time, practice, getting everything ready and organizing. But once you get your interview date, then you can definitely do the medical exam report. You're going to book your medical report. Make sure it is going to be translated into English. So you definitely need to get your transcript into English. Make sure it's formatted that way. And you're going to get a brown sealed envelope. Do not open that envelope. That is going to be particularly for the embassy of where your fiance is going to be doing it at, because that person who's going to be doing your interview, they're going to be opening it. So you got to make sure that it's completely sealed. Do not touch, do not even open. But make sure you tell the person who's going to be doing your medical exam, you must get it formatted and translated into English. Okay guys, I hope you guys are staying good. So number 7 is going to be the police report. You are definitely going to be filing for your police report, Mr. or Mrs. beneficiary who's going to be doing it. You're going to set an appointment, making sure you do the police report. They're going to do a full examination, making sure you have no criminal record on your guys' history. And you definitely want to make sure to let them know in advance that you want to have it translated or transcribed in English. Because at the embassy, they don't want to have the native language. They want to make sure it's English. So once you get the report, make sure you pay the fee, make sure you get it back, and make sure it's translated into English. Okay guys, number 8, you are definitely going to be having your petitioner, making sure that you're the petitioner, the one who is supporting your fiance, the beneficiary. You definitely need to make sure you send your beneficiary the I-134 form, and that's going to be the declaration of financial support So you're gonna fill all that information in. You're gonna make sure you sign it, you date it, and provide all the documents that is needed to give to your fiance. Now that's also including your taxes. You're gonna be including your financial. You're gonna definitely include your investments, anything that's gonna be job related, pay stubs, salary, pension, anything when it comes to retirement, 401k, and then also personal property. So you're gonna submit all those as well too, and you wanna make sure you're gonna be provided for your evidence for your fiance that's gonna be doing it for their interview. And then also, as a petitioner, you are definitely gonna make sure you actually fill out, or not fill out, but you're gonna be sending your fiance and another updated intent to marry letter. Now, when it comes to this letter, you definitely wanna make sure it's revamped and retyped, and then make sure it's a new letter saying how long you've been talking to your fiance, anything's changed. Can you provide any updates when it comes to preparing for their upcoming wedding? You can say about how many times you've been talking, their relationship is still strong. So anything you want to add in for the second update letter to your relationship, you need to provide that to your beneficiary, him or her, that living in the upward of their country. So remember, the second update letter, it's gonna have your letter and it's gonna have her letter. So you both, the beneficiary and the petitioner, have to do an updated intent to marry letter. Okay, number 9, you're definitely gonna make sure that if your beneficiary, him or her, did serve in a military service, they need to provide anything that's gonna be serving into the military, only if applicable. But if your fiance hasn't served in the military, army, or anything, then they don't have to do this. But if they have, they need to provide all the documents, all the documentations in order to be submitted to the interview when it comes to their embassy. Oh, folks, and another thing, this is another part of a proof of termination of marriage. That's only if applicable, if your fiance is or had done this before in their past. So your beneficiary, him or her, if there was a termination of a previous marriage and they went through a divorce, they need to provide the divorce decree of evidence to provide to the interview. So then anything that they had in the situation, you need to provide that as well too. And also, if you as a petitioner went through a divorce, you need to provide that evidence to your beneficiary as well too. So it's vice versa, you and her. If there's anything applicable during that process, you both have to submit. But if it doesn't at all, then you don't have to worry about that. All right, we're in the last situation. This is gonna be the most important thing that you need to make sure you are ready for the interview as the beneficiary that's gonna be at the embassy. You're definitely gonna make sure you're providing proof of relationship. That means everything that you started from your K1 visa up to now, you wanna make sure there's enough evidence when it comes to your relationship. That's including chats, that's including video logs, updated pictures. Did you went to see your fiance during the time while your visa is actually being processed? This is also visiting your fiance, going to her or his country as well too. Make sure you have up-to-dates of your passport that was stamped that you're entering their country, and also if there's any flights or activities that you folks done, added to it. Pictures is the most important thing. Get as much pictures, prior to your relationship. If you folks got engaged, show receipts, show pictures, show the engagement party. If you folks are planning for your future wedding, wherever you're gonna be at the future wedding for your fiance, provide anything when it comes to wedding details, invitations, guest lists, providing where the location is. Did you book the venue? Did you provide any wedding dresses? Anything that you can provide that's evidence to your folks' relationship. And that's including chats, that's including video logs, messaging on social media. That could be on Facebook, Instagram, line chat, WhatsApp, whatever you guys communicate when it comes to your texting. And also you can provide letters that your fiance wrote to you, or vice versa, you wrote to her or him. So get all those like letters, text messages if it was sent on a cell phone. Just anything that you can think of that's going to be provided as much evidence of your relationship. So then everything is going to be more bona fide and it's real and it's just you folks are in love. But other than that, folks, this is all the ideas and stuff you need to provide prior to your interview, and I hope this helps as the beneficiary that you're going to be doing. So good luck to you folks as well too, and good luck for your interview. I'm going to be in the same boat as well, guys, so I'm going to be crossing fingers when my fiance does her interview, and it's going to be probably going to be the most hectic day, because until she does her interview, this is where I'm going to be like super anxious, maybe have anxiety. I have no idea, because all I'm going to be doing is waiting, because that's all we can do is wait for the results. Either she's going to pass or she's going to fail. And I have a feeling we're going to pass, because I provided the most evidence that she's going to be well prepared. But other than that, I hope you folks are enjoying this video. If you guys are new and you guys liked it, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel as always, and I hope you folks have a great, wonderful time. Good luck to everyone. You guys got it. You guys are in the long haul, and you guys are also making sure that you guys are well prepared for your K1 visa to your fiance. And I hope this benefits to you folks. You know, if you guys are going through this, it is a very time processing. It's going to take time. Stay busy, stay focused, stay positive. Keep you guys intact of your relationship. Always keeps talking, stay communicated. And that's pretty much I can tell you folks. But other than that, have a great day. Sending love from Hawaii. Aloha.